so much for joining us at Inspirations by Classy Ken. This is episode 11 of Miracles in the Midst of a Crisis. And today I got family in the house with me, y'all.
Yes.
This is my cousin Atiko LaParis Jordan.
Yes,
my Aunt Betty. His name is famous. You got to say it all together. Atiko LaParis Jordan.
Let it roll up.
Right. I don't know where my Aunt Betty got that name from, but she was good with that one.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about today Melon Splash. We're going to talk about his product Melon Splash and how the Lord basically has sustained him through the crises and through COVID-19. But before we get into that, I wanted to do my inspiration of the day. And my inspiration of the day is basically that it's never too late to better yourself. I don't care how old you are, I don't care what you've been through, it's never too late to better yourself. Because my cousin, he was a little bit of a late bloomer.
Yes.
Just a little bit, but he regained himself and he is doing so wonderful. He's a great father, he's a grandfather. How many grandchildren do you have?
I don't want to say it. It's non-disclosure. No, I have 7 so far. 7.
Okay, yes. He has 7 grandchildren. Okay, 7 is the number of perfection. He got 7 grandchildren, and he's just doing such a wonderful job. He's finally coming to his own. He's a homeowner. He's just a very successful businessman, and he's going to talk about how God has sustained his business through COVID-19. So better late than never. Better late than never. I don't care what you've been through. I don't care what you're doing. You can always regain. If you want to go back to school, I have not been to school in over 20 years, and I'm back in college. You can always just become a better version of yourself. So it doesn't matter where you come from. You can always begin to get your life together and do those things that you've always wanted to do, those things that you couldn't think that you could do, those things that somebody told you that you couldn't do.
Yes.
Oh. No limit with the Lord. So I just want to encourage you, if you are a young player and now you're an old player, hang your player card up.
Hang it up.
Hang your player card up. And be a better version of yourself. Get with one lady so that you can be faithful to one lady. And, just do what you got to do, because as you're getting older, not saying that you're going to be breaking down, but you're getting older and you need somebody that's going to help take care of you. You need for your children, especially if you have girls, even if you have boys, especially if you have boys, but you need for your children to see that you're a one-woman's man.
Yes,
and
represent.
Exactly. And so that they could basically look at you as an example, because a lot of times when you a player and you old and you 50, 60, 70 and you got 2 and 3 chicks, then your daughters get with somebody and they get with a player, then you upset when the player breaking your daughter's heart, or your sons are trying to be like you and they're trying to have 5 and 6 side chicks, and that ain't where it's at. So just grow up, get yourself together, and become a better version of yourself, because it's never too late. I don't care how old you are, it's never too late. If you want to go back to school, if you want to start a business, because you started Melon Splash 2 years ago?
1 year ago, March 12th, 2019.
Oh my goodness. I thought, 1 year ago, he started Melon Splash 1 year ago, and he's about to tell you how God has took this thing and just elevated it out of the ballpark. So it doesn't matter. I am in my 40s and I am back in college. And by the way, I just looked at my grades and I got all A's, y'all.
All right. Yes, that's what we need.
So it doesn't matter. You can do anything through Christ who strengthens you. So it's never too late. It's never too late. So that's the inspiration of the day. So let's get into it, cousin.
Yes, let's go.
Let's get into it.
I'm ready.
So tell us about Melon Splash.
Well, Melon Splash is an all-natural organic detox cleanse company. Started back March 19th, 2019. March 12th, 2019. I just say God sent it to me. That's the best way that I could describe it. God sent it to me. I was going through some hardships and I was looking for a way out. I was looking for elevation. I was looking for growth. I was looking for love, self-love, by the way. And about 3 months later, when I moved into my apartment, God just thrust it upon me. And I was like, I didn't know what it was. I just went for it and went shopping one day at Kroger's. Mm-hmm. And then when I got my fruits and vegetables and everything and my water together, and I was like, let me put this on Facebook. It didn't look nothing like this. It was just water, cucumbers, mangoes, and honey.
Okay.
I put it on Facebook, and people just attached to me. They were just drawn to me, to the product rather.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, how much is that? I'll pay for that. I was like, what? How much is it? I was like, okay. I just thought about the time and effort that I put into it, and I thought about the products that I applied to it, how much the cost was, and I was just like, you know what, $25. And ever since then, it's been through the roof. And now I'm at a different point of my a different stage of the journey,
right?
Which is an investment that I made a little over. I would have never thought I would have did this, but a little over $3,000, and I'm coming out with a powder-based form to this product. And already pre-orders are at like maybe at 30 something.
Wow.
So yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's a blessing.
Yes.
So the crazy part that I'm saying is crazy. It's just like, wow, it's just amazing.
Right,
so
right.
I'm just blessed, and I'm happy to be at this point, and I'm pretty optimistic about what the future holds for me.
Yeah. So Melon Splash, and I'm gonna tell you, I've tried it, and it actually does work. It's a detox. The way that I tried it was because I had a parasite. People thought I was crazy. I felt something kicking inside of me, and I can't have no kids, so I knew it wasn't no baby. And I'm like, I got a parasite. And so I had contacted my cousin. I'm like, now there's 2 different.
Well, now it's like 4 different.
Oh, okay, so it's 4 different ones. Okay, so
Yeah.
before I tried it was just a super and it was a regular. And I'm gonna let him say now he's elevated. But I tried the super. And because I'm like, I gotta get this parasite out of me. And I had felt like I had a parasite. It probably was like 60 days. It had been a couple months.
Wow.
And I tried Melon Splash, and the first thing about it is that it tastes good. Now I'm not one of them overly health conscious, but I do a lot of like turmeric, ashwagandha, ginger. I just do a lot of natural herbs and things like that. So I could take something to the head and if it's bitter, it doesn't really bother me. But so I'm thinking like, I don't know if it's gonna be good, but as long as I'm gonna be detoxing, and it's actually great. It has cucumbers, like you said, cucumbers and melon, and I love fruits and vegetables. And after I got done detoxing, literally the parasite was gone. I no longer felt the parasite kicking. It was gone. So it does work, and the best part about it is it works and it's good because it tastes great. So now you have 4 different levels.
Yeah, 4 different levels. I wouldn't say different levels, but I have 4 different choices.
Okay.
So I have the light, as you said earlier, the light. I have the super, and I've additionally added a strength called Gorilla Strength.
Oh my gosh! I don't know.
You know how strong gorillas are. So yeah, I have a Gorilla Strength, and then I have a flavor called Berrylicious Blast, which was named by Latico, my youngest son.
Okay.
So and with each one of those, like I'll be coming out with more flavors that represents my other 3 children.
Oh, that's good. That's
and what
cute.
they do is they have like a short paragraph saying like a meaning that they would say like Latico's his perseverance.
Okay, I like that.
And then he said like a paragraph where he added perseverance in it, so like a little positive message on the back.
Okay.
But the Berrylicious Blast is the same level magnitude as the super, but it's just a different flavor.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, so those are the 4 flavors flavors and strength levels that I have, and then also shortly I will be introducing the powder base.
Okay.
Which will be coming, whenever the manufacturing company gets done. Actually, they sent me a label, a little protocol of the label.
Like
so
a prototype?
Prototype of the label. So I can say I look and I approved it, so I'm waiting for the turnaround.
Okay.
Which would hopefully be like 5 days or 2 weeks or so.
Okay, so coming soon, coming quick, because that's going to be, the weeks is going by like days, so that's going to be quick.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about We Lost Our Light. This is the second time We Lost Our Light filming. I don't know if you can try to check it real quick.
Let's see if this is wrong.
Oh, there we go. Hey, we back on. There we go. Yeah, okay. So let's get into a little bit how the Lord has blessed you just astronomically, just in the midst of COVID, because we know that due to COVID, a lot of brick and mortars closed. We know that, a lot of people lost their jobs, and a lot of people financially weren't able to go out and purchase things. So for you to have a turnaround just from starting in 2019 to 2020, just tell us a little bit like what months and what God did for Melon Splash. We ain't gonna worry about the light, we lost it, but we ain't gonna worry about it. Just about how he elevated you in just like the amount of span time.
From the time that I started up until now, or COVID.
Yeah, during COVID.
Okay, during COVID. Oh man, that was see, a lot of people looked at the COVID happening was like it was the worst thing in the world. Me, I looked at it as a blessing because it was like I was working with my my regular job, and then I was trying to fit in doing my running my own company, and it was like, oh God, they're running and comparing with each other, like they're clashing with each other, and I can't really get to my customers, and then I have to be at work.
Right.
And worried about getting written up and this, that. So when the COVID hit, it was like, you guys are, like you're off. You know the whole spiel, like you're off, people are laid off or whatever.
Right.
And it was like, oh, that just opened up the doors for me. And it actually it's funny because when the COVID hit, it had to do with health.
Exactly.
And people feeling like, like people were dying in masses. And I feel like, this is just me. I feel like God set this up for a situation like that. And it seemed like it thrusted this to a whole nother level of excellence.
Exactly.
Because like people left and right contacted me. They weren't my friend on Facebook. They were like, it was like word of mouth. So they got to me, they contacted me. I was glad to help.
Right.
So I say, with this happening, the COVID thing happening, it was a blessing. Because I could say my sales went from, they were doing pretty good, but I say they went from, just say percentage-wise, I say they went from 10% to 50%.
Wow.
Put it like that. So, and I was just happy, and there were no loopholes or anything in my way to, like any roadblocks or anything like that. Everything was just on an upward level. So, it was no negativity, nothing was down in my company. Everything was thrust forward, and I couldn't say nothing more about it. I just thank God every day. Every day I thank God for everything that even if it's something like like I didn't get any sales one day, I still thank God because maybe that was the day that I needed rest.
Right, exactly.
He knows what's best for you, so I'm just thankful for everything that happens.
Yes.
And I can't say more about. This COVID thing to me, it was a blessing.
Yes.
And I know it was a blessing. I feel it in my heart, and I could see it in the numbers.
Yeah, that's true. And the Bible says that your gifts will make room for you. And that's what that means. It's like the gifts that we have inside of us, the ideas that, God has blessed you with, they will make room for us. The Lord will make sure that it makes room for us. And I feel the same way with COVID. That's one of the reasons why I felt the Holy Spirit gave me this show to do, because that's the same thing that happened to me, like with being in the salon, we got closed down. And I mean, it was like, we got closed down that morning. It was on a Wednesday, and that morning, the governor announced that salons was closing at 5 o'clock that day.
Wow. So
it wasn't like, we could get all of our clients in for the week, or we could really prepare. It was literally like, you're closing down at 5 o'clock today. Wow. And so when that happened, the Lord had been telling me, like, this was before I actually started college, but I was starting another school, the Gift of the Fivefold Ministry, the Advancing School of the Fivefold Ministry. And I was trying to figure out, like, how am I going to be working and going to school and, doing homework. And the 2 weeks after I started that class, that's when COVID hit and the salons were shut down. And it just opened up the opportunity for me to be able to go to school, for me to study. Because when God does something, He doesn't do it halfway. He does it completely. It's already finished. And it's like He's not going to take you into something and then take you halfway into it and just leave you. If He's telling you to do something, if He takes you into it, you're going to walk through that thing. He's going to bless it. He's going to elevate it as long as you're doing what He's telling you to do. And so I looked at COVID like a blessing. And a lot of people, I looked at COVID as a blessing to a lot of people that haven't had a chance to spend with their families.
Oh, yeah.
Because people were so busy. I mean, you ask the family, when was the last time they had dinner together? When was the last time you was able to sit down and talk to your kids? When was the last time you seen your kids? Because some families, they, drop their kids off at school, they go to work, they pick their kids up, they take them to practice, they come home, they eat, they go to bed.
Yeah.
It's like they don't really get to spend time with their children. And I know now that it's kind of getting to the point where they're probably like, oh, because it's just been a long time.
Crazy.
But it was an opportunity for us to become quiet, for us to rest, to slow down, to be quiet, to hear the Lord, to experience relationships that we haven't experienced, to see our family.
Get to know yourself.
Yes, yeah.
There's a lot of people out there, they still are, but a lot of people were lost.
Yeah.
They still are though.
Yeah.
They still haven't recognized the blessing of the COVID.
Exactly.
I know it's like a thing where a lot of people lost their loved ones and friends and family, but at the same time, if you were here or you still here,
exactly,
it's like that's that time for you to recognize yourself and look at those situations and say, you know what, I need to change some things.
Yes.
Like, because you're not promised.
You're not, and I'm telling you, time is short. I'm telling you, time. If you never knew it by now, with the even with all the fires and the hurricanes, they've went throughout the whole alphabet. Just all of the disasters, the national disasters, and just everything. It's just time is winding up, and it's time to get yourself together. And I even realized during COVID that. Everybody knows that I was a shopaholic. I probably got 4 closets with bins underneath the crawl space of clothes, and the Lord had begun to deal with me before COVID hit about shopping. And I just began to kind of pull back a little bit and just pay, Macy's. That's my favorite store. I need to have stock in Macy's because I was forever at Macy's. But I began to start paying my credit cards and stuff off, and and I was so glad that I was obedient, because if that wouldn't have happened during COVID, I would have been trying to figure out, how am I going to pay these credit cards? How am I going to pay this? How am I going to pay that? And then during COVID, it just, basically everything was shut down. So I just began to look at all the things, like, what have I benefited from the things?
Right.
I can't get out, be cute. I can't go nowhere. I can't wear this bag. I can't wear these shoes. I can't wear, because there's nowhere to go. And now I'm looking at those things like they're not as important as I thought they were.
Yeah.
So that was another thing that I learned during COVID. And it's like, I began to just look at, and I really had a moment where I felt foolish, because I began to calculate all the things. And I'm like, if I had this money in the bank, I wouldn't even have to worry about, it. Like, if I had, or half of this money in the bank, I'm talking about hundreds of thousands, and I know that sounds crazy, but it's true.
Yeah.
Like $4,000 bags, $400 pair of shoes. And I began to be like, okay, this is crazy, but I am so grateful that I learned that in this season.
Yeah.
Because in the next season that God's taking me to, when He begins to bless me, and when He begins to bless you financially, that's why a lot of us can't go to the next level, because if we did, we wouldn't know what to do with it. We'd be broke.
Yeah, exactly.
And we do well off, thank God, but I'm saying, if I really had some really real money, I would be broke, because I would have spent it. Yeah. And so we have to be very mindful of those things when God begins to deal with us about things like that, because He wants to take us to the next level. But if we're not ready, like you said, we can't go. We just can't go, oh, we'll get there, but then we won't really be successful at our greatest point, because we haven't allowed God to work those things out of us that He needed to work out of us before we got to that level.
Exactly.
So I'm just so very happy that, you were able to understand that. You were able to understand that in this time, especially with people dealing with their health and eating healthier, that this is what He introduced, and you're allowed to help people to become better. Because what are some of the feedback, like, from people that you've gotten?
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. Anything would be sort of, I wouldn't call it negative, but it's like, oh, that was too strong for me. I need something.
Right.
That's the only thing. But other than that, everybody, people that reach out to me, they're not my friends on Facebook or whatever, they would say, I've heard so many good things about your product. I can't wait to try it. I've heard, some of my customers have problems that I've never heard of in my life.
Wow.
And the one that I can think of in my head is IBS.
Yeah.
Irritable bowel syndrome.
Yeah.
And chronic
Crohn's disease.
But some of the things that's going on with, I would say, only thing I say is women, 90% of women, because that's my
main
base customer. Is the women, and they have so many issues going on with their body. Like I haven't been in a month, only been like 3 times. I'm like, how can somebody only go 3 times?
That's not healthy. Yeah.
And then when I give them, when they're introduced to this and they take it, they're like, thank you so much. Thank you so much, because I could not use the restroom, and I went, and I'm just so happy, like, and when they give me that feedback, I'm just like, wow. One thing I can do is look up and say, wow,
right, it's amazing.
Thank you, Lord, for just everything you're doing. Yeah. I just thank you for covering all my outlets, my customers. I thank you for keeping them healthy. Just continue to protect them and continue to motivate them with the mindset that they can move forward and go on, and there's something to look forward to that's positive. Right. Because it's so much negativity out here, man. It's like, I'm glad that I'm a part of the positivity. Right, exactly. The positive solution. Exactly. You know, because it's so much negativity that's clouding our judgments, man, that we can't even look and see the positive. So when I come along, you look on my Facebook page, I'm only really talking about positivity, which I try my best to tell my kids they need to do. Yeah. But that's what I just always spew out positivity, positive messages, and anybody that comes in my inbox to look for the product, they know I have great customer service, and that's one thing I'm proud of, and it's just something that because
customer service is dead. Customer service is dead, and that's one thing that I pride myself on too, is customer service, because you just can't find good customer service no more. I mean, you can't.
Unless you go to Chick-fil-A. But
okay then, what I gotta do with this? Because boy, my kids and my family know. I love me some Chick-fil-A.
They got great customers. I'm making sure I'm up there with them. Right. Because they do,
man. Chick-fil-A, woo woo. Yeah, Chick-fil-A, they the bomb.
Yep. Yeah. So it's a great feeling, man. To any time you get feedback. Like, you never thought you'd be doing something like this, and that wasn't your main goal to get like positive feedback. Right. But then you start hindering in or homing in on things like that. Like, you know what? I need to make sure I keep doing this. Exactly. So get good feedback, and it shouldn't be something that you should make yourself do. It should be something that should be natural. Exactly. So that's what I thank God about. That it's like a natural thing with me. Like I'm a natural free spirit, positive type person, man. I've always been that type of person. I'm not the best person, but I've always been some type of positive spirit type person. And it's easy for me to convey a message of positivity to any of my customers. Right, exactly. No problem. Yeah.
So do you ship? You ship as well?
Yes, okay. Yes. I've done pretty good with shipping. Atlanta, Texas, Portland, Oregon, Wisconsin. The Wisconsin lady, she's really, really like, man, I'd be like, wow, she's really, really like happy. Right. Like some people are just excited about it. Okay. And I'm like, thank you. Wow, I need to get this type of energy going on. Right. They're really happy. Right. So yeah, I've been doing pretty good with the shipping. I can't complain. Good. So I'm glad about the shipping, man. And one thing I'm glad about as far as moving to the powder-based product, the shipping will be much cheaper for the customers. Exactly. So I'm glad about that. Yeah.
So how can they reach you? What are all, if they were interested in Melon Splash, how can they reach you?
They can reach me at melonsplash.com. They can reach me at Itico La Paris Jordan on Facebook, or you can reach me at my Facebook business page, Melon Splash LLC, and then you can also reach me on Instagram at melonsplash.detox. Okay. Or you can call me. I'll be glad to talk to you. 513-968-7688. And you can reach me, text me. You can even jump from a plane and parachute down.
Is there whatever way I need to get to you, honey? Yes. All right. Yes. All right. So have you ever thought about trying to maybe go through like Amazon and
it's funny that you said that. I just read on the Amazon entry today, and it's like it's a lot of things you have to go through. It's sort of like really having a web page, and it's just so many things, so many costs, and it's like, when I look at it, it's like my web page, because you have to pay for the website, you have to pay for shipping, but they have extra costs, so they're like the middleman plus extra money. So I'm like, maybe the second or third wave of my powder-based product I'll go through Amazon. But right now it's like I might do it, but
yeah, I see something. I see something. I don't know if it's Amazon, but I see somebody trying to contact you. It's gonna be out there. You're gonna be in a season where I know you doing it now, but God gonna send you somebody to handle the shipping. He gonna send you somebody to set you up.
Right.
Because, you know, when you start businesses, a lot of times it's phases. And so you doing you being what do you call it, faithful and all this right now, but God, he gonna set you up. He gonna bring you somebody to hook up. I don't know if it's gonna be with Amazon, but he gonna send you somebody to where it's gonna go straight from the distributor to that person, you know, to cut out all of that. Yeah, because God is doing great things. He really is. He's doing great things in the midst of his people, just during COVID, but just period, because we do, like he was saying, it's a lot of negative things going on, but if I had one stream of advice, don't listen to the negative. I don't even watch the news no more. I might watch it for like the weather and the traffic, because I kind of live far and I got to know what's going on with the traffic. But I don't even really watch the news, and I'm not on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. To me, Instagram is a little calmer. Do you feel like it? Yeah, it's just a lot different. It's just calmer, and so when you get into a certain, because when you're positive, you draw positive people. When you're negative, you draw negative people. And so you have to get to a point in your life where you have to kind of weed things out, bob and weave. You got to bob and weave. Mm-hmm. And so get away from the negativity, get away from the negative people, the negative thoughts, the negative
energy.
Yeah, just all of that, the stuff on social media, just I had to start deleting friends, blocking people, all of that kind of stuff. And even if some of the haters gonna probably try to say, you acting brand new. Yeah. Well, I am brand new.
Let's come with the territory.
Yeah, I am brand
exactly.
new. I mean, so, take it or leave it, because as you get older, you're supposed to be wiser and you're supposed to be brand new. Nobody's ever supposed to stay the same. You're not the same as you was in your 20s. You're not the same as you was in your 30s.
Growth.
So, yeah, I am brand new. Mm-hmm. So you have to just kind of pull away from the negativity, and there's nothing wrong with that. And when you pull away from it, you're going to feel so much better, and you're going to be surprised, because a lot of times when you're surrounded by negative people and you're negative, you don't even really realize it until you step back, and then, you're like, dang.
Like, wow, was I really involved in that?
Exactly, yeah. So, and don't worry about the haters. Look, haters gonna hate.
They gonna hate.
I don't care. Haters gonna hate. And they should be your greatest motivators. Haters should be your greatest motivators. Because if they had something to do, they would be doing it instead of hating on you. But if your job is to hate on me, then that's fine, because you're making me greater.
Right.
So I don't worry about haters, because they're going to always have something to say. But I have learned that haters are your greatest motivators. Just give them something to hate. If they hating, give them something to hate. They hating anyway, just give them something to hate.
Hate anyway. Just
right. Don't hate them. Just give them something to hate, because your light gonna shine. When your light shine, the Bible says we are to put your light up on a light stand and shine, to be the salt of the earth. And if your salt loses its saltiness, what is it good for? Wow. So that means that if you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing, and if you're not being positive, and if you're not showing your light, then what is it good for?
Right.
You might as well not even have it. It's good for nothing. So use it. Use it to bring glory to God. Use it to be positive. Use it to inspire people. Use it to help people. Just use it, because you never know who needs a smile or somebody to hold the door or a compliment. You never, because people are going through so much, and a lot of them won't even tell you, but just to smile at somebody. Christina today, she said she was going into, I don't know if it was Starbucks or what, and UDF. Mm-hmm. And some man just bought her a cup of coffee and just held the door open for her.
Wow.
Okay. And she was just like, okay. And she wasn't dressed up, I don't think he was trying to holler or nothing like that, but just nice, Right. But it's crazy that that type of niceness, it just kind of startles you a little bit, because we don't really experience that much anymore, and it's sad. So she was just like, I was kind of caught off guard, but I'm just like, okay, wow, just like, I'm like,
Nice.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So just be nice. Just be nice to somebody. You never know how it's going to affect somebody. So I'm so proud of you. I just thank you so much. for sharing your story and just Melon Splash. How did you come up with the name before we leave?
Oh, Melon Splash. I came up with Melon Splash. Well, after about 2 or 3 days of like selling my product at March 12th and then 13, 14, I was just driving my school bus like, man, this is like weird. Like, after I realized it was the blessing, I was like, you know what? I have to come up with a name. And then I thought about what's inside of us. Melanin. Melanin is inside of each and every one of us. Right. Some are like more rich than others.
Right.
But and then I also said water. Okay, water. Splash.
Oh.
And I was like, Melon. I said, you know what? Melon Splash.
Wow.
And then what everybody should do when they start their own business, do research on the name, because the name can get stolen from you.
Yes, it can.
So when you get your name, when you get your name and your logo and everything, get it protected ASAP. Yeah. Because I have a friend that happened to. Somebody overseas stole Greg and the name. Wow. Stole their name, they had to buy it back.
Wow.
That's one lesson I learned from him. I said, you know what, I'm going to make sure I protect this name ASAP. So I researched the name. It wasn't taken. It was like, people like said it.
Right.
But it was never owned.
Right, exactly.
And I grabbed that sucker so quick.
Yeah.
I said, thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord. I got an LLC.
Yeah.
I got my logo and name trademarked. And I was walking down God's yellow brick road.
I know, that's right.
So that's basically how I came up with the name.
Okay.
And you know, people perceive it well, so I'm just glad. And it's kind of like a name that like it feels like it feels like
right, it do feel like a melanin splash because when you look at it, it looks like it has melanin because of the color. Yeah. And then, like you said, water. I like the little logo with the little water splash. Yeah. So
So this is an interesting when
right
when I made this.
See it, this right here.
Yeah, when I made this part of the logo. If you look, it's like a person that just crossed the finish line and they're like, yes.
Oh.
And they won, like, yes.
So, okay then.
Yeah. Okay. So that's why I got the that particular part of the logo from. And you know, I just wanted to have a real good meaning with a very powerful and positive base to it.
Exactly.
So when people drink it, they just look at it like, wow, this is really, you know, this is really something.
Right. Exactly.
It really did help me.
Right.
So that's my main goal with Melon Splash, if I can say anything, is to keep you healthy. And that's really our main goal, to keep you healthy. Yeah. You'll get to lose weight, but to be healthy is better than anything.
So you can, like some detoxes, they'll say do it for a week or two and then fall back on it. So Melon Splash is something that you can continually every day. And now maybe you might, if you're having problems with being constipated, you might say, I don't know about the gorilla. Now, boy, I don't know about that, but I'm just saying, if you want to start out with the soup or whatever, you know, whatever issues you got going on, and then would it be mindful to then maybe drop down to the light after, you know, your problems subside?
I would say just use it to the best of your knowledge and your will. Like, it's like, if you feel like that you're backed up, like I think a lot of the customers do. They feel like they do this for like a week or two. Okay. And then they might fall back. I have some customers that are continuously every week. Okay. They get it. I think it's because of the water base. Like, there's so much water involved in this that it's not like your regular laxative. Okay. Or like you scoop it. Like my scoop will be a lot different. I would say don't keep doing that like every time, and you know, like but as far as this, the liquid form, you can do this continuously like every week if you wanted to. Okay. But at some point, I wouldn't do it every day for a whole year, for a whole the whole time. Okay. I would fall back some, and then when it's time again, like you feeling like you went out of town on vacation. Yeah. And you didn't have party, ate chicken and
did the most, right?
Yeah, did the most.
Lost your mind, right?
Exactly. It's time to come back and get a good detox in.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's like. I think like the old days is like when they first started detoxing, it's like you had to be really careful. Yeah. And like now it's like, you know, like my thought is that if you eating chicken, I think not to eat meat and everything is the best option. Mm-hmm. But if you do, get it out your system. Don't let it linger around in your system and stand there for years. Right. Yeah. Because a lot of people think that, they ate chicken and they use the restroom and it's good. Gone. Right. Nah, yeah. It's up in there for a long time. Just do some research.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I know, because I had a person, and I don't even eat, I mean, I do eat meat, but I don't eat pork. Every once in a while, I got to have some bacon. That just is what it is. But I don't eat
Right.
pork. Now when I eat it, it gives me a headache. And I don't eat red meat. I don't eat ground beef. So I basically just do fish, turkey, and and chicken.
Fish, turkey, and chicken.
But chicken has a lot of salt and stuff in it too. Sodium. Chicken has a lot of sodium when they package it up.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm not sure where I got a parasite from, but I know for a fact that like you said, if you eat meat, because people gonna eat meat, but I do think that you should detox. At least once every 3 months.
Yeah, somewhere.
At least once every 3 months for like 2 weeks, and then but be a person that eats vegetables. That's the thing. It's like
fruit.
Yeah, fruits and vegetables are still to keep plenty of water.
That helps out a whole lot.
Yeah, because I think I do eat meat, but I think I make a smoothie in the morning, only fruits and vegetables.
Okay.
With water, fruits and vegetables, and then I eat a salad like during the day.
Yeah.
And so if I eat meat, it might be like maybe a palm full of chicken, or I don't really eat a lot of meat.
Right.
So I think for me, it's a little bit different because I got to have some meat, but I don't eat a lot of it.
Right.
So if you're like really like a carnivore, then you really probably do need to detox more than that. But whatever it is, just detox and get it in. And check out Melon Splash. Hit him up at all the ways that he said that you can contact him. And yes, get you some.
There you go.
Get you some.
Melon Splash.
Thank you, cousin. I'm so proud of you.
Yes.
I'm so proud
Thank
of you.
you.
Thanks so much for joining us today. And until the next episode, be blessed. Like I said, contact him, get your Melon Splash, and subscribe.
Yes,
Subscribe. Like.
Hit that button.
Yes, hit the like
Thumbs
button.
up.
Yes,
Thumbs
yes. Get it in. Have a blessed day. And remember, God loves you, and so do I.
Bless me.
Have a good one.